Alright guys, welcome to the stream. Today we are taking the, not sure why it chose my landing rate, there we go. Today we're taking the good old Phoenix A320 down to Innsbruck from Gatwick. Currently I only have the default scenery for Gatwick, but in Innsbruck we'll have a nice approach. We are using the Innsbruck Innsbruck scenery down there. We're gonna go ahead now, get to the aircraft. We got GPU power connected. We're gonna head to the overhead and let's get that activated. Turn on our batteries. Align our IRSs to nav. Fuel pumps can come on. Turn the heat down a bit. No smoke and silence can come on as well. Cruise supply auction on. What did we miss? Nav and logo. And I believe that is it for now. Aircraft will start self-testing itself, powering up. Got my Phoenix EFB, port our SimBrief flight plan. We can go over to panel states, no, mass imbalance. And we can load aircraft, just exporting and refueling. Awesome. Let that do its thing.
Requested. Refueling truck is on its way. Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Alright, they should start loading us up. Let's go down to our FMC and get some stuff inputted here. Request our flight plan. Today we are EASYJET 90. And we're looking at a cost index of 28 today. Flight level 370. Come to our IRS in it. We'll align those on a ref. Out of Gatwick, we are departing off of, I believe, 26 left. That is correct. We're going off the Mike India Mike Foxtrot 1 Mike. And no transition. Should bring us right to that fix, which it does. Destination Innsbruck.
Fuel truck is in position.
See if there's a RNAV.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Yeah, we're arriving on runway 26. I'll take the RNAV 26 Zulu. And our star for the arrival will be Tulsa 3. Something like that. There we go. And no transition. Go ahead and insert that. Go back to our flight plan page. Come over here, get the APU reloaded. And we should start boarding here.
Passengers boarding starting.
See him walking through the jet bridge. I don't know why my GSX got that. Close that door. Using the Eurocar livery today. Looks pretty nice. They will fuel us up. And once our IRSs are aligned, we can go ahead and get ready. Said cruise altitude for today is going to be 37,000. Look out, the sun's in the back, I
Please use
can
your
see.
airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
Load that up to 37,000. So there's no ATC online. Just gonna set a heading to about 260. You can see that fuel is boarding. Should be a fun approach into Innsbruck. Wind is currently variable at, I believe it's only 2 knots. So nothing major. What are we looking at for fuel today? Should have almost 15,000 pounds on board today. So awesome. Alright, looks like we are IRS should come online here in a minute, and fuel is almost done. Should be disconnecting at any moment. Fuel is complete. IRS should be aligned any moment here. There we go. Looks like they are in a line. Nice cabin. Looks like they're gonna load up the cargo now as well. Once that is finished, we can commence for pushback. What did that guy just do? Good. Oh my god. I hope there's a way to disable that. Come on, this is GSX, bro. Loading up these few boxes here. And we should be on our way. Give you a little rundown on the flight time. So we got 156 passengers on board. Almost 15,000 pounds of fuel. And we're looking at an air time of 1 hour and 23 minutes. Block time hour 51 minutes gate to gate. Definitely can cut a few minutes off that. Almost finished boarding up now. And we'll be getting on our way. EASYJET. I think that's how you pronounce it, I'm not sure. Yo, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well today. mic is so low. How's that now? Is that any better? I gotta invest in a actual stream mic. I'm just using the one that's on my headset. Thank you for the subscribers. I appreciate that. Welcome aboard. Looks like the last bit of cargo is loading up. Passengers are all boarded. Pretty much ready to close this door here. Go ahead and lock the cabin cockpit door. Yeah, glad that's better for you. Alright, looks like we're all loaded up here. Come back down to my EFB, go to mass and balance, and we'll send the receipt to the MCDU. Everything looks fine there. We can go ahead and get our takeoff pref. Off runway 26 left. Calculate our numbers. Send that to our MCDU. Awesome. And we can go ahead up to GSX, request push. All of our doors looks like they're closed.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Let's go up and disconnect our GPU. Chocks and cones can come off, and we have parking brakes set to on. I believe we're ready for push. GSX will remove those random staircases.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, bro, the Phoenix A320 is awesome. You can't get much more better than the Phoenix and Microsoft Flight Sim. Definitely the best Airbus. Well worth the money, for sure. Let's go ahead and turn our beacon light on. That is set to on. And I should probably grab the latest. We're gonna go nose right tail left.
Release parking brakes, please.
And parking brakes are released.
Commencing push.
Starter push.
All engines clear.
Short taxi
Start
out
at will.
to runway 26. And let me get the latest QRH for EGKK. QNH 1016. Awesome. Set that left and right. And we can commence our start. Go ahead and get APU bleed on. Engine selector to start and engine number 2. Turn up the volume to hear those engine sounds. Yeah, you can definitely
Please
land
set parking
butter.
brakes.
Do I land butter? Maybe not, but
Ladies and gentlemen, please observe the cabin
just
crew
kinda just gotta
member
lock
closest
in.
to you as we are about to demonstrate the safety feature.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard our Airbus A320. Attention to illuminated signs and
Cockpit
crew
to ground.
instructions including
We have a good
following
engine start.
safety procedures.
You can disconnect.
The safety card
Unlocking
found in your
gear.
seat pocket contains important information about exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and the brace position, which you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 8 emergency exits on this aircraft. The cabin crew are now pointing out the exit.
It looks like we got a good start on engine number 2. Let's go ahead and start engine number 1. We'll have that dog squeak sound now.
Exit. In an emergency, leave all baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as
You got
shown.
it, bro. Just gotta lock
It must
in.
be fastened whenever the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply
Tow truck
fails,
disconnected.
masks
Bypass
will
pin
drop
removed.
from above you. Pull a mask
Definitely had a good
towards
few
you to
landings.
start.
Left is clear, right is
bit
clear.
Pull the
rusty,
mask
so I
over
stopped
your
flying
nose
it
and
for a
mouth
bit.
and breathe normally.
Mainly been flying
Hold the
the
mask in
777
place
then.
with the strap, pull on each side to adjust, put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, your seat. Remove from the pouch and put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your
Lights and
waist and
visuals,
click
what's up,
together.
buddy?
Pull the strap to
Some
adjust.
British shops, you got it, bro.
Do not inflate the life
I got
jacket
the
inside the aircraft.
Innsbruck scenery
When
from
outside,
any build, so it's
inflate it by
gonna
pulling
look
the
awesome on
toggle.
the approach.
If it fails to inflate or needs topping up,
I'm gonna be
blow
landing on
into
runway
this tube.
26 in
There is a
Innsbruck.
light
We're gonna be doing
and
the
whistle for
RNAV
attracting
runway
attention.
26, the
The
Zulu
cabin crew
approach.
can assist you with life jackets for children. Your tray table must now be stowed.
Alright, everything looks clear and away from the aircraft. One thing I'm gonna do is bring my time back a little bit because this approach is supposed to be done in the day, not the night. Alright, we can go ahead now and our takeoff speeds are in. Let's go ahead and get our EQ lead off. Master switch can come up and switch to our generators. Let's turn our nose light to taxi. And we can commence our taxi. Short taxi. Only 26 left. Park brake off. And let's start our taxi.
Cabin crew, seats for takeoff.
Flight sim visuals, are you still in chat? I got a question for you if you're still here. Yo, Flight Sim Visuals, can I make you a moderator on my live stream? When you clock in, you're going to be the guy that takes care of the chats. Alright, I gotta go to departure prep, flaps 1 departure. Go ahead and get a notch on my flaps now. Alright, brother, I'll do that right now before we depart here. Just because you're a day one. Auto brake max, spoiler set to arm. Let's get my lights on. And I believe we are ready to go. Alright, let me do that. Alright, bro. You are now a moderator of the channel, so thank you. We'll go takeoff config. Everything is normal, and we are ready to go. Let's get out of here. Look at you with that fancy badge. Alright guys, off to Innsbruck. Let's get it. And throw that Manitoga as far as this runway. Nice great scenery. Flaps up, go ahead, switch up to autopilot, come down, and we can go direct to our first wing. Let's insert that, and insert big right turn now. You got notifications on for me anyways, so anytime I'll be able to hop on and wear the badge. Looks cool, bro. Yeah, appreciate that, man. Welcome aboard. Amazing, all the field stuff, man. Yeah, it looks great. Great, keep range below standard, barrel. Yeah, I'm inclined. Something over here with the buttons. I got the Alpha flight controls as well. So no, I can't get them. I can with really finicky. Left hand side, let's see. Oh my god, bro. You are completely rolling in fucking applause. Let me see. There we go. I'll explain it. Flights and visuals, you are the man. Besides the doors, pause, key. Go back to the You are the man, bro. That's why you're a moderator. That's why you got that cool badge. Appreciate it, man. Alright, there we go. Alright, smooth sailing from here. Let's go. Come on. Still not perfect. Alright, now I'm just gonna say I promise. Yeah, I appreciate that again. That was helpful. I didn't realize myself it was paused. Go. standard pressure, standard barrel is always through 18,000 feet. Here in Europe, man, the transition levels can be so like, low of altitude. It's pretty crazy. Can't wait to get your hands on the Phoenix. Oh man, it's an awesome aircraft to fly. So enjoyable. Like I said, I'm a bit rusty with it. Haven't flown for a couple months now, but it's a fun one to fly for sure. You'd feel out of place in the US? Yeah. It's weird, man. Even like the plates and stuff like that, the approach plates are similar, but they're a little bit different, so it kind of throw you off a bit. Yeah, it's really in depth. Like if you come over to, like even back here, like all these circles, you can't see my mouse cursor, but like you can tell that, you know, you can click on all these circuit breakers. You know, when you get a high fidelity aircraft and pretty much all the circuit breakers works on them, that's how you know you got a great aircraft. Once you get GSX, I feel like it'll all feel more complete. With up the 737, oh yeah, and GSX is an add-on that you almost can't fly without. It's just awesome. And then, what 737 do you be flying? You be using PNDG or iFly, the Max? about the 737-800 from PMDG. Had some sound issues from the get-go, unfortunately, but they patched it a day or two later. Yeah, I like the, unfortunately I don't have the 737-800, but I got the 737-700 from PMDG because I couldn't wait, man. I hate how they released like the lower tiers of the 700 series before, you know, like the main one, the 800, because everybody's gonna want the 800, so they released the 600 and 700 first, and I picked up the 700 at the time. But I mean, it's a smart way from PMDG to, you know, get buyers. And I almost just don't see a reason to pick up the 800 when the 700 and pretty much the exact same. Nothing much different at all between the two. The 600 appealed to me. Yeah, dude, the 600 is actually pretty sick, I must say. The 600 looks cool. Yeah, there's not too much difference. I don't see me spending like an extra 70 bucks just to switch the 800 from the 700. And on top of that, I already got the iFly 737 Max. So, not much point for me to grab it at this point. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Actually, it's funny because I only just picked up the 737-700 like yesterday or the day before, and that's only because I was able to get the discount. It was only like 30 bucks or something because I already had it for 2020. But honestly, I really don't think they should make you pay again at all for hopping over to 2024. If you already owned it in 2020, I feel like it should have just been free, man. Yeah, I agree. It's more so just about converting the code from, let's say, 2020 to 2024. But yeah, there's definitely not too massive big of a changes. Now, I mean, I give them props. They recently just updated the whole entire cabins and stuff like that, and even the exterior looks a lot better than, let's say, when it first dropped. But I don't know, man. Like, what are we gonna do once 2028 hits, and if they drop another simulator? Once everybody makes a switch, are they really gonna charge us again for the exact same aircraft? I feel like it should be more of a Microsoft onto them to fix their SDK. And basically, if that's the route Microsoft wants it to take, every 4 years release a new simulator, then I really hope they really got to make sure that all add-ons will be fully compatible right from the get-go. Yeah, Phoenix ported theirs for free, man. That's what I mean. Heads, shout out to Phoenix big time for doing that. You know, they could have easily, I don't know, charged an extra 30 bucks, 20 bucks as well, the conversion. But, and also on top of that, man, Phoenix was like one of the only developers that their aircraft worked almost from day one, if not maybe a week or two later since the game dropped. Phoenix, I don't know, shout out to them. They're on top of their stuff. Exactly, right? And it just goes to show the kind of developers they are, you know. Not saying that PMDG is greedy either, but you know, they really didn't have to do that. Yeah, the iFly is really nice as well, I must say. I heard that there's a new tablet or EFB coming out for it very shortly, or it might already be out actually, I'm not sure. I haven't flown that now in a couple weeks. I'd like to get back inside of that as well. But iFly is a great aircraft, it really is. wanting is 777 too, man. 300, yeah, 300 ER is what I would, man. It's an awesome aircraft. Works awesome. Never have any issues with it. Got zero complaints on the 777. Now, I will admit that is one thing that I did not have to repurchase. I did not have to repurchase the 777. So it was awesome for him to do that. Like, if you purchased the 777, you got it in 2020 and 24. But I'm not sure why they did it. They did the change with 737. So many add-ons out there, man. It's almost hard to choose from. I feel like a kid in a candy store. I want them all, but that's not a financial decision. Yeah, I agree, man. It is a bit weird. Looking at 308 nautical miles till top of descent. Did a flight to Lavelo, I don't know how to pronounce that, in Finland yesterday. That was one pretty sweet, cool approach. I'll check it out, see what it looks like, and do you have a video on your channel? I'll go check it out if you post it. It's like La Plan, they call it. It was pretty neat. Yeah, I'll have to look it up, see what the approach looks like. Maybe I'll do it on stream one day. awesome weather for the approach. Just a few clouds at 10,000 feet. Temperature 21 degrees. Winds variable at 1 knot. QNH is 1019 in Innsbruck. So it's a beautiful day down in Innsbruck. So it should be a great approach. Yeah, the scenery there is top tier, man. Right before I started the stream, I loaded up the airport and just make sure everything was running smoothly, and it looked absolutely gorgeous. We'll have the any builds scenery there, so it should be great. Don't judge my landing. Still trying to get the hand of landing this thing. It's a lot different using the fly-by-wire instead of. It's also weird to see because I'm using the honeycomb yoke, and I feel like it would be a lot smoother if I had a joystick. But we'll try to butter it in. It's twitchy, yeah, man. It's weird. It takes a bit of practice. Yeah, it's weird, right? It's like with the airbrush, you basically make an input with your control column, and then you're supposed to just leave it there. Like, you know, in the 737, you're like constantly moving the yoke left or right correction, but in the Airbus you kind of just make like a slight movement and the plane will stay at that attitude. Feels more tactical to you? Yeah, for sure, man. I don't know, like I recently, like go back a couple of years ago, literally all I used to fly in flight sim was the Airbus. But the 737 was truly gained on me just after, you know, flying in real life and stuff. I understand why a lot of people like the 737. Sure, actually, like they call it a man's plane, I guess. If you could put the systems in the Airbus onto a 737, but still have like that natural flying feel, like the cables, I guess. Man, that would be a top tier aircraft. Look, I can't do RNAV approaches either, so you're just being able to do a air approach. Spelling code. Yeah, for sure, man. I love RNAV approaches, to be honest with you, man. RNAV approaches now, like, I would consider them basically as accurate as an ILS approach, you know, like, if you look at most charts nowadays, the ILS minimums and RNAV minimums are almost the exact same. There may be like a 50 feet difference, but it's never ever like massive. They're just so accurate now. Eventually, I honestly believe one day they're gonna phase out ILS approaches and make it all RNAVs. Just as more technology gets more advanced, I think it's gonna be all RNAV approaches. Same thing like now, you know, VORs are getting wiped out constantly. It's old school technology now. Like the company that I fly for, man, all we do now is usually just RNAV approaches. Unless, you know, we got like that 50-foot difference on the RNAV approach versus the ILS. If it's that low visibility, then we will shoot an ILS approach. But most of the time, man, all we do at my company is just RNAV approaches. You saw at San Fran that there's 2 runways so close that they get false captures quite a lot with the RNAV. You don't gotta deal with it. Yeah. Yeah, for sure, man. I never knew that. Wow. That's a good thought, actually. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I honestly believe that that's gonna be the future. Is they're gonna slowly fade out ILSs, make it all GPS approaches. Well, yeah, for sure, right? Like at Innsbruck, you said there's different glide slopes, so apparently you can sometimes get the wrong one, but you're on the RNAV path is preset, I guess. Yeah, well, it's using GPS satellites, right, to basically, how do you explain it? It uses GPS satellites, and it's basically an estimate of where you're to, but the estimate is so precise that you know, it's usually right most of the time, unless sometimes if you would have like a take LPV for example, if you get like an LPV downgrade, that's the only time that I see really that I can go to the shits. Whoever just sent out the subscriber, appreciate it, brother. I don't, you must have your, subscriptions private, but, appreciate that. You don't think you've tried LPV before, to be honest? Oh man, it's super cool. Super cool. It's literally an ILS approach, but just done through GPS. Like, you still have your glide path and your, glide slope. Hence glide slope, but it's actually called a glide path. And, your localizer, but it's actually called your, God, what's the name of it? Vertical track. No. Lateral track? I can't remember. Yeah, it would be your lateral track, I guess. We just call it track and glide path. So, like when you're coming in on the approach, it literally looks exactly like an ILS approach, but it's just GPS based. And the only difference is that the minimums are sometimes a little bit higher. But I'm telling you, man, as technology gets more advanced, these planes are so advanced, it's nuts. It's crazy, bro. Crazy. And it's only going to get more advanced from here. You know, like, look where we already came from, let's say, 10 years ago. In another 10 years ago. In another 10 years from now, you know, what's it going to be like? It's crazy to think about. I'm waiting to see a good 757 mod. That plane's on my top 3, definitely. Well, you know, as soon as Bluebird, I think it's Bluebird, the developer that's pushing out the 757 and the 767. As soon as that comes out, man, I can promise you that's going to be a high fidelity aircraft. That's going to be a great aircraft. And, what I'm waiting for, man, is I'm waiting for the Majestic to come out with their Q400. We need more turboprops, man. That's what we need. Tried some GA flying from Miami to St. Bart's. Island hopping, yeah man. Island hopping super cool too. Next live stream I might take out the was it BAE jet? I don't think I heard that one. I recently bought the new Phenom 300. I think I'm gonna start taking that back out soon. Maybe my next live stream I'll fly that. That's a fun jet to buzz around in. Accurate vertical nav. It's awesome. Yeah man, small jets are super fun to fly around in. I've only like recently got into it honestly. Like the Phenom 300 is my first ever small jet that I started getting the hang of. So love the Learjet. The Learjet's so cool, man. As well as the what was the other aircraft? Yeah, like some of the smaller turboprop aircraft I've been flying a couple of weeks ago was like the King Airs, the Beechcraft 200. I bought the Beechcraft 200 from what was that developer? That Carenado. But you know, beautiful aircraft, the exterior, the interior. But man, the systems are just not there. The King Air though, the what was it? The analog King Air. To release that. Can't remember, but that aircraft is sweet. We're gonna have to see how this approach goes. By the way, we got 141 nautical miles till top of descent. It's a beautiful day in Innsbruck, so I might actually just end up doing a visual approach and fly this bird in. We'll see how it goes. Here's the thing, flights and visuals, like Carenado used to be a top tier developer a few years ago. Now don't get me wrong, they still are, but their systems just, I don't know man, they could have so much potential. Black Square is the developer's name I was trying to remember, who makes like the King Air, the analog version. That's a great aircraft, you know, pretty much almost everything is modeled accurately. But then Carenado, they just gotta up their now I'm not gonna complain because I'd never be able to make an aircraft myself, but you know, if you're paying top tier price for an aircraft though, it should be modeled somewhat accurately, you know. You have some of the most important systems in that aircraft not even modeled, and you're paying, what is it, like $40 plus? The inverters don't even work, the de-ice boots don't work, you know. You go through a cloud and your whole aircraft ices up and you just fall out of the sky. There's a certain standard you gotta keep 100% up, for sure, man. For sure. Not even that, like, it's like they rush the aircraft, you know, like, I don't know if I'm just being too picky where I fly multi-turbine aircrafts in real life, but like simple stuff, like bringing your props back, your torque should increase. And when you bring your props back, your torque decreases with it. It don't make sense. So let's say you level off at, I don't know, let's say you level off at 25,000 feet. you go ahead and bring your props back. Oh, sorry, let me rephrase this. So let's say we level off at 25,000 feet. We're already maxed out on our torques. So when you go to bring your props back, that'll give you more torque power. And then you bring your props back, and the torques come back as well, and then you're already maxed out on it. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but hope it does. Once you notice stuff like that, it's impossible not to as well. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just simple stuff like that that they should have got right from day one. And it's still not fixed. There's also a problem with binding the condition levers to your throttle quadrants. So basically, nobody can bind their condition levers to their throttle quadrants, which sucks. I don't mind too much because, you know, you pretty much leave them at low idle 100% of the flight. Just when you're starting up and shutting them down is the only time that you move them. So I don't care about that too much, but, you know, other simple stuff. They should have had that right already. And the good thing is they do push out a lot of updates for the aircraft, but they're not fixing the simple stuff first. I don't know. That's my rant for today. Yeah, I can't expect people to be happy with that stuff, man, especially the ice. Yeah, man, it's just simple stuff like that. Especially when you do a lot of Canadian flying like me, and you know, it's always in those icing conditions. Man, day one when that aircraft released, it was unflyable. Unflyable. Now I can go to A to B and complete a flight perfectly fine, 99% of the time. But man, day one it was just a mess. Like I said, you know, you're not paying $9.99 for it, you know, you're paying 40 bucks. What was that, like another 25 bucks and I could have got the Phoenix? Yeah, that's just the thing, right? Like, you know, Europe and other places, Probably not as prone to icing as what Canada is, I would imagine. But what other? Yeah, but I'm one aircraft that I'm really hoping gets released soon is that majestic Q400, man. I'm gonna have a fun time with that plane. It's as good as what it was in the old FSX days. It's gonna be super sweet, man. Love turboprops. It also helped me a lot out too, because I'd say probably the next aircraft that I'll be flying in the real world is most likely going to be a Q400. Unless I get lucky and get on a jet, but I think it'll be around probably a Q400 or something like that. Q400 looks sick. Is it different landing with the wide rear gear, or I don't say it'll be too much of a difference, you know, weight-wise for sure. But right now I currently fly the Beech 1900 D model in real life. That plane's super fun to fly, man. Climbs like a rocket. Light and empty, you can easily get 3,500 feet per minute climb rate. Easily. Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, man, it's a pretty sick aircraft flying, I must say. I feel like that's why I'm so picky with the Coronado products, like I was talking about the Beech 200. Just because I know what, you know, the systems and layout design of the 1900 and the 200 and all the pretty much the King Airs are pretty much the same. So I don't know if I'm just being really picky with it because I know how they're supposed to operate in real life, or yeah, so I could just be being a bit too picky, I don't know. Thinking about soon, actually, I might start posting some clips from real world flying. I feel like that might help boost the channel a little bit. I think people would enjoy that. I got a few nice videos of an approach where I'm from, and what is it? It's like a time-lapse video coming through the clouds, and boom, runways in sight. Is it the torque thing you mentioned, like a general prop thing, though? Yeah, it is. for sure, man. So it should be modeled correctly. Like you take like the analog King Air from Black Square, that models it perfect. But then Coronado, nope. Yeah, man, standard prop behavior. Same thing with like, the other thing I can pick on them about is the engine anti-ice. So it's modeled in the Coronado Beach 200, but another thing once again is in the real world, if you either turn on your engine de-ice, your torque should automatically start coming back, or if you turn them off, your torque should automatically start going back up. But in the Coronado, it doesn't move at all. Alright, I should probably go type in my descent data here. Yeah, it is pretty insane, man. What do we got here? Variable 2 knots. 10,000 broken. 10,000 QH 1019er. Temperature is 21 degrees. I wish it was that warm around too. Barrel minimums, I will get that in a second. I might be able to get it on this plate here. Let's see. So it's looking like about, I'm just gonna use 2,500. Awesome. 15 miles out, we'll get to about 5 nautical miles out. I'll start my descent phase. Go ahead and back a look at my flight plan for a second. The lowest altitude in here is about 2,000 feet. I'm just going to set 2,000 feet because we have no ATC online. And I trust the VNAV capability of this aircraft. Like I said, when we get down below, once we get about to where this whole fix is, I'll probably just go visual and follow the in between the valleys onto the runway 26. And hand fly this bad boy. Technically, if ATC right now just cleared us for the approach, what you would do in the real world is you would set your altitude for, let's say if they cleared us for the RNAV 26 in Innsbruck, what you would do is first you would go ahead and set the altitude for the 100 nautical miles safe. So basically the lowest terrain altitude within 100 nautical miles of the airport. Then once you get in within 25 nautical miles, set that that radius altitude. we got no ATC online, and I trust Phoenix that we won't hit any mountains today. Let's hope. $2,500 spot on, yeah. Well, you got the RNP 0.15 and the RNP 0.30. I'm just not sure if it would be considered class C or D. I can't remember what the it's based on weight. C and D is based on weights, but I don't know if the Airbus is C or D. But I know we'll make it in no problem because we're clear of cloud today, so we shouldn't have to worry about that. Yeah, I cheated with the chart. Imagine if I just guessed it, that would be funny. Cat C? Alright, appreciate it. Awesome. So it was a lucky guess then, sort of. And I totally forgot to activate my approach phase because I was too busy talking. So we can go to activate the approach phase. Sent data is already entered. We're gonna have to get some drag out. Actually, I might just have to manually descend this now until I get back on vertical path. Yeah, that would have been funny, man. Just guessing my minimums. So for BAV axis, this would be basically 260. Definitely gonna miss that. See if we can make Mantle 195. Might be able to pull it off, hard to say. Set this to 905, see if we can get, okay, so it's like we're needing a bit more of a descent rate. I'll try to plan for 2 SIL, 150 I believe that is, instead of 150. It's gonna hurt the passengers' ears. This thing I found with the Airbus, man, if you miss that, if you miss the vertical path, it's hard to get back on it. You're gonna be coming in very hot. Exactly, man. 2 days of herring and no air. Or one air, sorry, you said. Yeah, their ears are definitely popping. Yeah, man, you gotta be on top of it if you're making that approach. Or so you don't miss your descent. Or else you're pretty much just gonna have to nosedive. That is true, yes. You did say there is a hold at RTT. I might do that actually. That'd be smart. 11.5. We'll see what my speed looks like when I get to Tulsi. And if I am still a bit too high and too fast, I'll activate that hold. At RTT, that's 3 letters, so that's a VOR. I do believe that's our initial approach things. Awesome. See how we're looking when we get to this fix. I may enter that hole though. I may do it anyway though, just to help slow myself down. The inbound track on that hold is 224. Maybe I'll plan for it anyway. 244, right hand turns. See, the standard in Canada is 2-minute holding periods. I don't know. There's no like speeds here. I don't know if it's different in Europe. I'll just say 2 minutes. Alright, so we got a hold plan for there with an inbound track of 244. Yeah, I might actually have to turn off my my GPWS callouts. I don't know if that's standard procedure here. Should be 1 minute each way, I think, if not specified, but I'm not 100%. Yeah, you could definitely be right. I know in Canada it's standard 2-minute holds. Oh, actually, hold on now. Is that 1 minute for the inbound and then 1 minute for the outbound? So, like, you know what I mean? It would take a full 2 minutes to wrap around. Is that how it works in the Airbus? So technically, I got 2 minutes inputted now. So technically, it would take 4 minutes for a whole entire circle. If you know what I mean? Is that the way it is? I think so. It would make sense. Set that back to 1 minute then. Alright, let me go manage speed here. Yeah, I believe that is, I believe that's right. You know what, I could honestly I probably could have made that, to be honest with you. Alright, let's bring the speed brake back up. Arm it again. Gotta brake medium. Alright, what I'll do is I'll get set up for the hold anyway. So via RTT, we're supposed to be at around 11,000. So I'll input 11,000. And I'll descend to that in the hold. To about 1,000 feet per minute. Slow down to specify a holding speed for us on the plate. Most holds in Canada are usually around 230 knots. Let's turn my terrain on. And it looks like we're turning that hole now. I'm gonna go ahead as well and get our inboard flaps down. Yeah, man, looks great. Scenery looks awesome. Look at that. Alright, I'm gonna go take a quick piss. We're also gonna pee in my pants, and I'll be right back while we descend in this hold. Alright, where are we at now? Up to my overhead. Get my seatbelt sign on. Alright, I think we can exit this hold. Leg after that is WI002. I'll be be about 9,500 for that. If I go manage mode, once vertical deviation comes in, it should automatically descend me down if I'm correct. I believe QNH was 1009, or if I'm not mistaken. Is correct. Go ahead and set that. Go ahead and set that back to 2000 as well. I have no idea where my plane is taking me. Should be going direct to the VOR now. If I clear out that hold, maybe that will work. And then go. There we go. That should fix it. The Airbus just wants me to go into the mountains. Bring out a little bit more speed brake, help us slow us down. Need to get below 200 so we can bring our next notch of flaps in. That'll really help us slow us down. Let's bring in an extra notch of flaps here. Alright, we're basically going to pretend that we cancel IFR here and we're going visual. Beautiful day, why not? All my landing lights can come on.
Cabin crew
Look
must
at
now
that.
be seated for landing. Thank you.
Yeah, man, the views are great. We're gonna do a flap 3 landing today. Soon I'm going to take over and hand fly this approach in. Okay, I pretty much got visual on the field now. Alright, I'm going to stop talking and let's watch this approach. See if I slam it down.
Terrain ahead. Pull up. Terrain ahead. Pull up. Terrain ahead. Pull up. Terrain ahead. Pull up.
Actually, I lied. We are going to go flaps 4.
Terrain ahead. Pull up. Terrain ahead. Pull up.
100 above. Minimum. Retard. Retard.
Alright, welcome to Innsbruck. Bit of a slammer. Bit of a slammer, bit of a slammer. Won't lie. I'm still getting used to the Airbus, so don't call me out on it. But the visuals on that approach, man, were freaking awesome. I can see a taxi can retract that, as well as our strobes can come off. Speed brakes come off as well. Oh, for some reason my thrust reversers are still open. That'll probably do it. Awesome. Alright, welcome to Innsbruck.
However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign is
Good stuff, brother. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. One thing I gotta figure out is too, man, I find it kind of like almost every airport that I land at, right like during the flare, I kind of get like a lag spike. If I can clean that up a bit, I feel like my landings would be a bit nicer. Like if you go back and watch some of my YouTube shorts, you would see, like even in my recent video, kind of get like a bit of a lag spike right on the flare. Sim looks brilliant. Yeah, that probably is why I get the lag spike. Alright, let's see what we got for parking spots with GSX. GS6 to do its thing. Overhead, turn off our taxi lights so we don't blind the poor guy. And let's pull in. Do I use G-Sync? That's a good question. I'll have to check that out. Would G-Sync be the issue? Parking brake is set, and now I gotta wait for that APU to come alive because I forgot to turn it back on. So we'll hold off on the deboarding. Looks like you probably could pull this up a little bit further than that. Is that right? It's like NVIDIA's VSync helps with certain stuff I use, but can't say for sure if it'll fix it. Yeah, I could definitely try it out. Chill out GSX, I gotta start up my APU. Alright, APU is running. Let's go ahead and shut down number 1 and number 2. Seatbelt signs can come off. Turn off our fuel pumps. IRSs can come off as well. Switch our beacon light to off. Go to our ground services, get our GPU connected. This power is available, APU can come back off. And we can request an e-boarding.
The boarding requested.
Look at the guys pulling in. I hope they're getting paid good. Airport looks cool, yeah man, it do, looks really good. Any bills? A little bit frame heavy. If you see on the bottom right, I'm getting
Passengers
like
bus is
about
coming.
30 FPS, but I'm using frame gen, so if you look at the very top left of your screen, you kind of see it hiding away. It's about actually 45 FPS or so. So it could also have something to do with frame gen, I'm not too sure.
Passengers deboarding starting.
Alright, well, yes, that'll probably do for now for the stream. I'll leave you guys with the deboarding process. I should be back later on, though. Yeah, I think we're going to do another stream. Not too sure where I want to go yet. Trying to decide if I want to use the... I don't know what aircraft we'll use later. Might use the 737 again. The way they load the cargo and stuff is nuts. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man, I must say. It's pretty cool. Looks pretty realistic. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new to the stream, please hit that subscribe button, like the video as well. This does help my my channel reach further audiences. Once again, I should be back later on in probably a couple hours. We'll do another stream. Shout out Flight Sim Visuals. Appreciate you, brother. Sticking around almost the whole stream. You're a real one. I will catch up with you guys later. Thanks for watching.